There's a silent war being fought every morning. You don't hear it, you don't see it, but you feel it, deep in your bones. The moment your eyes open, the battle begins. Will you own this day, or will it own you? Will you rise with intention, or drift like a leaf in the current of someone else's plans? Every morning, life hands you the pen, and in that first hour, you either write your story or let the world scribble nonsense across your pages. I learned this the hard way. For years, I woke up and immediately surrendered my day without realizing it. I reached for my phone, checked messages, scrolled aimlessly, reacted to whatever came at me. And by the time I looked up, half the day was gone. My energy scattered, my focus stolen, my potential buried under a pile of trivial distractions. I was living in a cycle of accidental mornings, and every accidental morning was creating an accidental life. But then, I changed. Not by magic, not by luck, but by a simple, deliberate choice. One routine, one sacred pattern carved into my mornings that turned the tide of my entire life. And I'm telling you right now, this is not just a habit. This is the difference between drifting for years and living with fire in your chest, between watching opportunities pass and seizing them with both hands. If you're waiting for the right time to change your life, stop. It's not coming. This morning is the right time. Right here, right now. You and I are going to rebuild the first hour of your day into a fortress, a place where your mind sharpens, your body strengthens, and your soul remembers why it's here. And I promise you, if you do this every single day, your life will not just improve, it will transform. But understand this, the world will fight you for that first hour. Your phone will fight you. Your comfort will fight you. Your habits will fight you. And if you give in, you lose. Not just a morning, but the momentum that morning could have created. So listen carefully, because I'm about to hand you the keys to the most important hour of your life. And once you feel its power, you will never go back. The first thing you must understand is this: your morning is not about comfort. It is about control. Comfort will whisper, just 5 more minutes. But 5 more minutes in bed is 5 fewer minutes building the life you say you want. Comfort is the enemy of urgency, and urgency is the lifeblood of transformation. So when your eyes open, you move. Not later, not after checking your notifications, not after convincing yourself you deserve to rest a bit longer. You move. That movement tells your body, I am alive, I am ready, I am in command. It might be as simple as putting your feet on the floor and standing tall, but it's symbolic. You are declaring war on passivity before it declares war on you. Then, water. Sounds simple, right? But in that moment, drinking a tall glass of water is not just hydration. It's your first win of the day. Your body has been fasting and drying overnight, and that first drink wakes your system like rain on parched ground. Your brain sharpens, your cells ignite, and you've taken your first conscious step forward. But here's the part most people miss. Before the world gets a single piece of you, you must claim yourself. This is where the game changes. No phone, no news, no noise. Just you, your thoughts, and the blueprint for your day. Sit down with a pen and paper and write 3 things. What you must accomplish today, what you are grateful for, and one single challenge you will crush before sunset. This is not busy work. This is mental armor. Every line you write is a wall between you and chaos. Without this clarity, you will wander through your hours like a stranger in your own life. With it, you will walk like a general with a battle plan. And I can hear you thinking, but I don't have time for all this. Let me tell you something. You don't have time not to. Because if you can't give yourself 20 to 30 minutes to own your morning, then you've already sold your day to someone else's priorities. And that is a kind of slavery most people never realize they're living in. This first hour is sacred, and if you treat it as such, it will become a forge. The heat of that forge will shape your discipline, sharpen your focus, and awaken that deep, unshakable part of you that has been sleeping for far too long. Now here's where most people break the spell. They start the day by reacting instead of creating. They open their phone, scroll through someone else's life, let someone else's urgency hijack their own. By the time they realize it, their mood is polluted, their focus shattered, and their energy drained. Not you, not anymore. You are not waking up to be a spectator. You are waking up to be a force. The next step in your routine is movement. Not for vanity, not for fitness goals, but for life itself. Your body is your first and most important tool, and if it is dull, your mind will be dull. You don't need an hour in the gym. 10 to 15 minutes of intentional, intense movement is enough to flood your system with oxygen, wake your muscles, and ignite your spirit. Push-ups, squats, jumping jacks, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you push past comfort until your body says, "We are alive." Here's the thing. The way you move in these first moments of the day sets the tone for everything that follows. If you move with power now, you will walk with power later. If you push through resistance now, you will push through it in every meeting, every challenge, every fight life throws at you. And then, still sweating, still breathing hard, you sit in stillness. Meditation, prayer, breathing. This is where the steel is tempered. You just awakened the warrior in you. Now you teach that warrior to be calm under fire. Close your eyes, slow your breath, and for 5 minutes, simply exist. No thoughts, no plans, just awareness. Because clarity is not born in chaos. It is born in silence. When you finish, the world will not look the same. The colors will be sharper. The noise will feel more distant. And you will carry with you something most people never find: presence. And here's the beautiful irony. By taking this time for yourself, you are not losing time. You are bending time. You are turning an ordinary morning into a launch pad. The rest of your day will feel longer, richer, more under your control. But there's still one last piece, the most dangerous and powerful one. And if you skip it, your transformation will stall before it begins. Here's the truth nobody tells you. Most people fail not because they lack motivation, but because they never close the loop. They start something. They feel good for a few days. Then life throws a curveball, and the routine crumbles. Not because it wasn't working, but because there was no anchor. Your morning routine needs an anchor, a final act that tells your brain, "This is who I am now." And that act is the declaration. Not a whisper, not a thought, but a spoken, physical claim over your life. Stand tall, shoulders back, eyes open, and speak your identity into the air as if the walls themselves must hear it. Today, I will not shrink. Today, I will not be passive. Today, I will lead my own life. This isn't empty affirmation. This is a neurological trigger. Your words shape your perception shapes your action, and your action shapes your reality. Say it with force, and your subconscious starts working to make it true. Then, you go to work. And I don't mean your job. I mean the work of building the life you promised yourself. The moment the declaration leaves your lips, you take the first deliberate step toward your biggest goal, even if it's just 5 minutes. Even if it's just sending one email, making one call, writing one paragraph. You do something before the world demands anything from you. Because if you can win those first waking hours, you will win the day. And if you can win the day, you will win the week. And weeks compound into a life that feels unstoppable. But here's the part you can't ignore. The routine will fight you. Not in the beginning, but later. The honeymoon phase fades. Comfort will creep back in. You will hear the voice saying, "Skip it just this once." That's when you remember. Skipping one morning isn't skipping a routine. It's skipping yourself. And that is something you can no longer afford. So tomorrow, before the world gets to you, you will get to yourself first. This is where most people break. They treat their morning routine like an option, something they'll do if they feel good, if they slept well, if nothing urgent came up. But that's not a routine. That's a hobby. A real morning routine is built on one unbreakable law, no matter what. No matter if you're tired, no matter if you're sick, no matter if it's raining, snowing, or the world feels heavy. Why? Because the days you feel weakest are the days you need it most. Those mornings are a test, and every time you pass, you carve a new level of resilience into your soul. I remember one morning, barely any sleep, rain hammering the windows, my body begging to stay in bed. I almost caved. But then I remembered the truth. Comfort is the silent killer of progress. I dragged myself up, went through my routine, and by the end, I felt unstoppable. Not because I wasn't tired anymore, but because I proved to myself that my word meant more than my mood. You need to decide right now that your routine is not negotiable. Not when you're traveling, not when you're busy, not when you don't feel like it. Because the moment you allow one excuse, you open the door for a second, and soon the routine is gone. When you live by no matter what, you send a message to your brain. We do hard things. We finish what we start. We keep our promises to ourselves. And that identity, that's the kind of identity that turns ordinary mornings into extraordinary lives. So tomorrow, when the alarm goes off, you won't ask, do I feel like it? You'll say, I'm doing it. Because that's who I am. At first, your morning routine will feel like something you do. Wake up, move your body, breathe, write, plan. But one day, without warning, it will stop being something you do and start becoming something you are. That's the moment it transforms from routine into ritual. A ritual is sacred. You don't negotiate with it. You don't cut corners. You don't rush through it while your mind is somewhere else. You step into it with intention, with presence, with reverence. Imagine this. It's still dark outside. The world is quiet, untouched. You light a candle, or maybe you just sit in the soft glow of morning. The air feels cleaner somehow. Every inhale feels like an invitation. Every exhale feels like a release. In that space, your journal isn't just paper and ink. It's a mirror for your soul. Your breathing isn't just oxygen. It's you reclaiming control over the storm in your mind. Your movement isn't just exercise. It's you telling your body, I am alive and I am ready. When you treat your morning as ritual, it becomes the daily ceremony of rebirth. Yesterday's doubts, mistakes, and failures burned away like fog in sunlight. Today stands before you like fresh snow, unmarked, waiting for your footprints. And here's the truth. The world will try to take this from you. Urgent messages, breaking news, that endless scroll of other people's lives. But that first hour, that sacred first hour, belongs to you alone. Protect it like your life depends on it. Because in a way, it does. It starts small. You tell yourself, just today, I'll sleep in. You reason with yourself, I deserve it. I've been so disciplined lately. And in that moment, it feels harmless. But here's the trap no one talks about. Habits are alive. They're like fire. The moment you stop feeding them, they start to die. Miss one morning, and the rhythm you built begins to weaken. The clarity you earned yesterday starts to blur. The discipline that felt natural now feels like effort again. And before you know it, just one day off turns into 2, then 3, then a week. Then you're back at square one, wondering how you lost yourself again. It's not about perfection. It's about momentum. Momentum is the invisible force that carries you through mornings when you don't feel like it. It's the quiet power that makes discipline automatic. And when you skip, even once, you don't just lose a morning, you lose momentum. Think of it like steering a ship. When you're moving forward, even slowly, you can turn and adjust course. But when you stop, the ocean takes you wherever it wants. And the ocean of life is full of currents designed to drag you back into chaos, distraction, and self-neglect. That's why the mornings matter so much. They are your anchor, your reset, your daily act of defiance against the noise and demands of the world. So ask yourself, is that extra hour of sleep worth the price of losing your fire? Here's the truth you've been avoiding. There is no perfect day to start. There is no magical morning when the stars align, when motivation kisses your forehead and you leap out of bed full of joy. That day isn't coming. What's coming is life. The same endless wave of distractions, responsibilities, and excuses that's been stealing your years. Honesty is more important than polish. At a time. Let yourself speak have a choice without judgment. You can keep telling yourself you'll start when you feel ready. Let yourself laugh, or you can admit that the only readiness you'll ever feel all of it belongs on the page. Now. This is your sanctuary. You already know what a wasted day feels like. Your private space, where you already know the shame of looking in the mirror of human experience and realizing you let yourself down. You might be surprised by what emerges. So why keep insights that have been hiding in the corners of your mind? Tomorrow morning the alarm will ring. Feelings that have been buried under the noise of life. You will have a single sacred decision. Desires you didn't even know were yours. Will you let the old version of you win? Journaling uncovers them. The one who sleeps in, journaling illuminates them. And when you see promises to themselves, you can finally act on them. Or will you rise over time? Not because it's easy. Journaling becomes more than a habit. You refuse to waste another sunrise. It becomes a lifestyle. This isn't just about through which you see the world. It's about reclaiming the steering wheel of your life. You begin to notice your triggers, about proving your strength to yourself, and the patterns that shape your choices. Show up. No matter how you recognize which habits serve you, you don't which ones hold you back. You need more courage. You gain the ability to course correct in real time. Begins the moment your feet hit the floor to make intentional choices. So set your alarm instead of reacting automatically. Prepare your space. Life stops happening to you, and when the darkness of early morning tempts you to hide, remember this: that's the power of the person you've been waiting to become. And journaling is the gateway in these moments. There's also an incredible emotional benefit. Do it for the years you can't get back. Writing down your struggles reduces stress, because tomorrow is anxiety, and overwhelm. And when that alarm slices through the silence of the night, that journaling literally rewires your brain. Don't give the sleepy voice in your head a seat at the table. Emotions, solve You've had enough mornings stolen by manage mental health. Enough days surrendered. The act of writing is like a release valve. This is the morning you rise without hesitation, creating space for clarity and calm before doubt finds its way in. When you journal consistently, imagine it. You notice your emotional storms passing faster. The air is sharp. Your mind calming, and your body wants nothing more than the ability to handle challenges, improving but you move dramatically. It's like that carrying an invisible shield. That refusal to delay protects your peace will echo through your entire day. Here's a point that might resonate deeply, because mornings are not just about gratitude, hope, they are about identity and optimism. They are a declaration. When you reflect on your experiences, this is who I am, your wins. Every time you choose to rise, struggles, you plant your flag in the ground and claim your life back from everything that's been trying to keep you small. You realize that setbacks are not failures. The enemy isn't the clock, but lessons. The enemy is the hesitation. You begin to see challenges as stepping stones. The hesitation that has stolen opportunities, resilience, health, joy. The page becomes love. A witness to your courage. If you want to change your life, a record of your triumphs, you must learn to strike, and a constant reminder wakes up that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Success isn't built on motivation. Also cultivates creativity. Motivation is unreliable. And problem solving. It comes and goes when you allow your thoughts to flow freely. Success is built on obedience. Your mind makes decisions you've already might never make in structured thinking. And act before your feelings have time to argue that were previously You're no longer a prisoner to your moods. You discover ideas. You're a master of your fate. Insights. And when you do this enough mornings in a row from nowhere, the world will start to notice. But in reality, your confidence will waiting quietly, your energy will spike. The opportunities you once missed will begin to knock again. Because this is why some of the world's greatest artists, leaders, and thinkers swore by journaling. You can't skip tomorrow. They knew that the pen is more than a tool. You can't promise yourself to the deepest parts after this busy season, or once I feel more rested. Long-term impact. That's the trap. Years from now, the lie that has kept when you look back through your sidelines of their own lives. You'll see your journey unfold. Every dream you delay begins to rot. You'll see how far you've come. You postpone, the growth you've achieved starts to drift further away, and the obstacles you've overcome, until it becomes something you used to want. There's something incredibly empowering in witnessing your own evolution. It reminds you that you are capable of change, that you are resilient, and that your life is a story worth telling, one page at a time. Journaling preserves your legacy, your thoughts, and your growth in a way that nothing else can. So here's my challenge to you. Start today. Pick up a pen, open a notebook, write a single word, a single sentence, or a single thought, and then write another. Let the words flow. Let the pages fill. Allow yourself to experience the magic of seeing your own mind, heart, and soul reflected in ink. Journaling is not a chore. It's not an obligation. It's a gift to yourself that grows in value with every word. It's a practice that will change how you think, feel, and act. It's a doorway to a life that is more intentional, more connected, and more fulfilled than you ever imagined possible. Remember this: your story matters, your thoughts matter, your growth matters. By journaling, you are claiming your life, taking responsibility for your growth, and stepping into the person you are meant to be. Every word you write is a step toward clarity, freedom, and self-discovery. So don't wait. Start now. Start with a single line. Start with a single page. Start with the courage to show up for yourself today, because the life you want is waiting on the other side of the pen. Let's take a moment and imagine a real-life scenario. Picture someone waking up after a long, exhausting week, feeling mentally cluttered,